Building in Ponytown can be rather fun and simple, and you can make very simple builds like this right here, which is just a path with torches lighting the way, or you can use the game mechanics itself to improve your builds and make something much more interesting and unique. To explain, let's start with the first thing on the list, which is making objects glow. Right now we have this little bat right here, and he's glowing for some reason. It's very odd that he's glowing, right? Because this object does not glow by default. I can prove that by just cloning it and moving it over there. As you can see, he's not glowing. This object does not glow by default. He's trying to steal my banana right now, so let's just take this banana away from him real quick. But to make him glow, all I did is place him and then place a tiny flame directly behind him. I didn't use a lantern or a torch or a candle or anything that has a collider on it because I want players to be able to go behind this object. So that's something else to keep in mind too. If you are going to use this glow effect, try to use the tiny flames or something that doesn't have a collider. This trick has existed in Ponytown for many years. Ever since building was a thing, people would place walls like so, and then hide lanterns behind them to either create the illusion that there is lighting in the ceiling of your house, or to just create lighting without having these objects just spammed everywhere and having weird colliders and everything. It's honestly very solid and still works to this very day. This can go even further if you combine it with a layering tip, which is this right here. You can combine objects. These now both glow. They don't glow by default. For example, here is this blood jar, as I love to call it. It has no weird particles inside of it. It also doesn't glow, but this one is glowing. Again, this is taking advantage of not just the layering system, but also the lighting system to make this object glow. To do this, all you have to do is get a firefly lantern like so and tuck it away behind there in such a way. This works really good because unlike with like a flame or something like that, let's get a flame here for example, unlike the flame, this will make it glow, but you don't get this cool animation inside of it if you do that. This animation makes it really cool, and it kind of adds to the atmosphere of it being like a blood jar, so it's like, oh my god, there's like souls trapped in there and stuff like that. You can take this even further with some empty jars like this one right here. So as you can see, this empty jar is just empty. It's a little glass jar. It's nothing special. But if we take this firefly lantern and tuck it away in there in just the right angle, you can get the fireflies inside the jar even though the firefly is behind the jar. It's kind of weird, and it's taking advantage of the layering and everything like that, but it's really cool. And not only do you get this really nice thing that glows, it looks really interesting, and people are gonna wonder, what the heck is that item? You can take this even further and take something like the stone counterpiece and place these berries on it to work as like a panel or buttons or something like that, because these berries, the counter doesn't work, so you can't put them on top of it, which is really dumb, but they do stick to the side pretty well, and so you can have these almost be like buttons on the side of some kind of panel or something like that. Maybe these are blinking lights that do something special and fantastic or something, and that's kind of cool. I also took advantage of the way that the minecart layers underneath this wall right here, and I tried to go for a trapdoor look. Let me know if that looks like a trapdoor in the comments below. But there's all kinds of things you can take advantage of when you take advantage of the layering system. As you can see here, I have this like little note card thing on here, and it kind of looks like it might be something sitting on the counter, or perhaps it's a panel of its own. Maybe it's a vent of some kind. There's all kinds of things that the imagination can draw from this if you do that. Next up, let's talk about rotation, because rotation is something else in this game that can really work for you and really works well with interactive builds. This makes the builds more interactive in my opinion, but as you know, if you get a wrench and just click on things that can be rotated, you can rotate certain objects like this and that and everything like that. This can be used to create doors. So to do this door in particular, all I did is get these stone wall fence pieces right here, just like this. I lined them up in such a way that when I rotate the longer piece, it actually works as like a door. So now I can come in here, close this door behind me, and get to these bananas that the bats still have yet to find. Oh shit, oh no, I just spoke too soon. I gotta get out of here. Quick, open that door, get me out of here. Next up, I'm back on this map to talk again about something else that exists in the game, and that's animations. Certain objects are animated. We kind of talked about this briefly with the firefly lanterns, but they're animated and you hide them in behind a thing, and it kind of creates a new animated object a little bit. But something else that's animated is the sparklers. And as you can see here, I kind of line these up in such a way that they look like cables, and you can actually make them even look more like cables by having one end of them actually lit and sparking and everything like that. So now it looks like somebody cut this in half. If I was to get an axe, I can combine these objects like so, and now it looks like there is a wire here that somebody has cut clean in half to sabotage whatever this strange machine is. You can also take advantage of them by just placing them on the edges of certain things like this stone thing here or this stone thing here. And now it looks like those machines or devices or objects are also sparking and are doomed to fail or be broken or something like that. This is a really cool trick that just really adds a whole lot to your builds. So I definitely recommend playing around with the sparklers if you haven't already, maybe to do some kind of lab thing or some other sci-fi thing, because honestly the sparkler thing is really cool because it really does just look like wires that are broken. Next up, I'm on this lovely island that Clarissa7 made for me for a GeoGuessr episode. If you guys want to see that, click the card in the top right or something like that. But let's talk about bobbing. Water makes certain objects bob, and you can use that to your advantage to create something like this. This is a fly and a frog. His tongue is actually sticking out to reach that fly, and the fly's wings are moving like he's like trying to fly away and stuff like that. This is honestly like the best use of the bobbing mechanics I've ever seen in any build ever, and I'm not just saying that, but you can see that the wings are moving on him, the wings are moving on him. It looks like this dragonfly is flying around, or this butterfly. It looks like this frog is sticking his tongue out to try to get this fly, and the fly looks like he's moving away. This is taking super well advantage of the bobbing mechanics in the game. Now, this is the only thing that I will say is maybe a little bit risky in doing if you want to keep your map the same forever, because it's possible that in the future, bobbing mechanics might be adjusted and changed. It's happened before in the past. And so it is possible that one day this build will be impossible, or at least not possible in this exact way. So just take that with a grain of salt, but you can take advantage of the way that objects bob to create all kinds of interesting things. I mean, just imagine what this lily pad could be if I added other objects to it. Maybe I could create a jellyfish of some kind by combining maybe sparklers and some other objects and things like that to make this look like it's a bobbing jellyfish in the water. There is so much you can take advantage of when it comes to this. I've seen people use like seaweed or something like that, using like green sparklers in the water or something. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. It's great. And if you take advantage of all of these different mechanics and all of these different things that exist already in the game, your builds will be a million times better. This is another thing too. She took advantage of the layering to make this boat look like it has barnacles and stuff all over it. It's honestly very well done. This is what you can do. You can turn this ugly boat into something really beautiful and cool and interesting by taking advantage of layering. So this is just another example. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I make videos on Ponytown all the time, so maybe you should consider subscribing, or maybe just liking this video, maybe sharing the channel or the video around as well if the feeling takes you. And if you do any of those number of things, not only do you get access to wonderful content such as this, but you also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful. I'm stealing your pearls!